someone just humiliated you in front of everyone. The room went quiet. Your face is hot. Your chest is tight. Every nerve in your body is screaming. Defend yourself. Fight back. Explain. Apologize. And if you do any of those things, you lose. Not because you were wrong, but because you played their game. There is a principle the most powerful people in history understood, that almost nobody today has ever been taught. Shame is not about you. It never was. And the moment you truly understand that, nobody on earth will ever use it against you again. Let's start with what's actually happening in your body. Someone attacks you publicly, instantly, before thought, before logic. Your brain fires into survival mode. Because for hundreds of thousands of years, being cast out of the tribe didn't just hurt your feelings, it killed you. So your nervous system treats social humiliation exactly like a physical threat. Cortisol, adrenaline, tunnel vision, tight throat. And the person who attacked you? They know this. They are counting on your biology to betray you. They want you angry, stuttering, looking at the floor. Because a person reacting is a person losing. The attacker is not starting a conversation. They are directing a performance, and they have already cast you as the fool. Your only move is to refuse the role. Here is something that will reframe everything. People who are genuinely powerful do not shame others. Think about that. A person who is secure and unthreatened has absolutely no need to make you feel small in public. The act of shaming is a confession. It confesses fear. It confesses insecurity. It confesses that they see you as a threat significant enough to neutralize in front of witnesses. When someone attacks you socially, they are not judging your worth. They are revealing their own panic. Once you see the attack for what it is, a symptom, not a verdict, something remarkable happens. The heat on your neck disappears. You stop being the defendant. You become the observer. And the observer is always the most dangerous person in the room. Now, your most powerful tool. It costs nothing, requires no words. Silence, not the silence of someone with nothing to say. The silence of someone deciding whether this situation even deserves their energy. When an insult lands, there is a vacuum, a gap, and human beings are compelled to fill it. They laugh nervously, over-explain, fight back, but you go still. You hold eye contact, not with aggression. Aggression tells them they landed the blow. With something colder, boredom, a flat, clinical stillness that says one thing without a single word. You are not a threat. You are barely an event. 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, the room shifts. The audience looks back at your attacker, and your attacker, who aimed for a wound and hit only air, begins to panic. The silence becomes heavy, but it is their weight, not yours. You refuse to carry what they threw, and now it sits at their feet. When you finally speak, you do not defend. Defense is the language of the guilty. The moment you explain yourself, you have accepted their frame. You are debating your innocence. And people debating their innocence always look like they are hiding something. Instead, you flip the frame entirely. You respond not to what they said, but to the fact that they said it. They attack you. You pause, tilt your head, and say, "Are you okay?" Or, "You seem really bothered by this." Or colder, "That was a strange thing to say out loud." The conversation is no longer about their accusation. It is now about their behavior. You positioned yourself as the composed adult and framed them as the one who needs to explain themselves. They spat fire at you, and you handed them a mirror. Now they are defending, and the one defending is always losing. Sometimes they are right. Maybe you did fail. Maybe the flaw they named is real. They are expecting you to be destroyed by it. So you do the one thing they never anticipated. You agree. Not defensively, not apologetically, with quiet amusement. They call you arrogant. I know. It served me well. They say you don't know what you're doing. Never do. Works out anyway. When you own your flaws without shame, you strip the weapon from their hands. You cannot be wounded by a truth you have already made peace with. This is real invulnerability, not armor, not aggression. Just a person who has looked at every dark corner of themselves and decided none of it is worth hiding. Here is what most people miss. The attacker does not care about you. They care about the audience. Shame is a performance. It only works with witnesses, which means the crowd is the real battleground. And rooms do not respect victims. They respect composure. They respect stillness under pressure. They respect the person who, while being publicly attacked, looks like the calmest individual in the building. When you remain completely steady while someone comes apart trying to destabilize you, the audience doesn't need to be told who the leader is. They already know. You showed them. Some people don't want to land a blow. They want any reaction. They are not looking for a fight. They are looking for proof that they exist. For these people, you have one move. You erase them. Not dramatically, not coldly. Simply, you continue. Mid-sentence, mid-thought, mid-coffee. You carry on as though nothing happened. You do not look at them. You do not pause for them. You do not grant them even a flinch. This is not the silent treatment. The silent treatment says, "You hurt me." This says something far more devastating. You do not register. Being ignored is biologically more painful than being attacked. An attack acknowledges existence. Indifference denies it entirely. They will escalate. They will get louder. Let them. The louder they become, while you remain unbothered, the more clearly the room sees what they are. You are the mountain. They are the weather. The weather doesn't move mountains. But every technique is hollow without one thing. You must actually believe in your own value, not perform it, not fake it. Know it. Because micro-expressions never lie. The trembling underneath a composed exterior is always visible to people looking for it. And attackers are always looking for it. The real work is internal. It means looking at everything you are ashamed of, your failures, your losses, your worst moments, and bringing them into the light, not to celebrate them, to neutralize them. A shamer can only wound you with the truth you are still hiding from yourself. The person who has faced every uncomfortable thing about themselves and accepted it anyway cannot be touched. They have nothing to protect, nothing to hide. And a person with nothing to hide walks into every room differently, not wondering if people will approve of them, wondering if they approve of the room. That is the shift. That is where the real power lives. Shame is the oldest social weapon in existence. And for most of your life, it was handed to you without warning, and you were expected to simply survive it. Now you understand the architecture, the biology, the psychology, the mechanics underneath every attack. And understanding a weapon is the beginning of being free from it. The next time you feel that heat rising, that familiar shrinking, get still, get quiet, get curious, because someone